How's it going, good people of Kingdom, and welcome to another UU Wi-Fi battle. This one here is against Lewis, who challenged me through my Discord server. And this was a pretty interesting battle. He definitely caught me off guard. It's definitely a more unorthodox team. I was not expecting a lot of the stuff. And maybe it didn't work out in his favor per se, but as you'll see here. So I decided to start off with Dwayne, as he goes with USO Hacks the Infernape. I was like, alright, I got a pretty good matchup as long as this thing isn't mixed. I was debating going for the Earthquake, because I figured I could live one Overheat, potentially. But I just went with the Stealth Rocks, and he goes for the Fire Punch, so I'm like, well, I don't really have anybody who really wants to switch into, except for maybe Sylveon, really wants to switch into Fire Punch, so I just kept Dwayne in. I'm like, you know, we'll see what happens, and I go for the Earthquake, and it works out in my favor, and the Infernape's not quite out of the picture yet, which kind of sucked. For a second, for some reason I thought it took that out, but that's not a big deal. So I just switch out. I'm expecting the Fire Punch, or some sort of Fire-type move. I'm like, yeah, he's probably just going to Fire Punch me again. So I go into Fancy Candle. I know I've got that Flash Fire, and soak that right up. But I don't really need to use a Fire Blast here, just because it's not really all that necessary. So after Shadow Ball, USO Hacks will go down, and that's one Infernape out of the picture. So next he goes into Mimikyu. I really wasn't sure how to handle this. I was kind of expecting the Swords Dance first play, as is usual for Mimikyu, so I just go for the Shadow Ball, get rid of the Disguise, because I don't want to switch in and let him set up and then have it Disguise, because I just didn't want to do that. So the Disguise is down, and he goes straight for the Shadow Claw. I'm like, oh crap, that's gonna kill Fancy Candle. I was kind of expecting a critical. Shadow Claws get criticals all the freaking time. So now he gets his leftovers. He's just sitting over there, but his Disguise is down, and that's pretty good. So he goes for the Protect, probably to see what I've got, and I've seen two of his moves now. I've seen the Shadow Claw and the Protect. So he goes for the full health. I don't know if he's got Shadow Sneak. These things usually carry Shadow Sneak, but as you will see here, that is not the case. So I switch back out into Dwayne. I figure I'd probably take a Shadow Sneak, get the Toxic Heal, and then Roost Up. Probably not a whole lot he can do against me, but he goes for the Shadow Claw again, and he gets the critical hit. But after looking at how much damage I did on a critical, I figured I had a pretty good chance to heal that up with a Roost. So now I'm pretty much, you know, healed up. I'm like, yeah, it's not going to be too bad. But he goes for the Play Rough, which actually does a little bit more damage, I feel, than the Shadow, or a lot more damage than the Shadow Claw, I guess. But after the Poison Heal, it's not a big deal. And I go for the Knockoff. I figure get rid of this thing's leftovers or whatever, or I wasn't sure if he was going to switch out, seeing how much damage that did. And now he goes for the Swords Dance. I don't know why he decided to do that now. I probably would have gone for the Swords Dance when I still had the Disguise up. But I guess it wouldn't have mattered, because then I probably would have OHKO'd him with Fancy Candle. That's not a big deal. So I go for the Earthquake, and that actually did a pretty decent chunk of damage. I'm a little scared now. He's got the Swords Dance in. He gets a critical hit with the Shadow Claw again. I'm like, but I know Dwayne outspeeds. I didn't pay attention enough to know if he had the Shadow Sneak, so it was kind of a risky play, but obviously now seeing all of his moves, he does not have the Shadow Sneak, which is strange on a Mimikyu set, I guess, but whatever. We got the Poison Heal, healing up a little bit. Dwayne's looking pretty good on my side of the field, and he goes for the Empoleon. And here is where I kind of made a dumb decision that led to another dumb decision. It still worked out for me, but I was like, well, I can Roost Up, remove my Flying type, and then I might be able to survive an Ice Beam. I don't run into a lot of Empoleon, so I never know. And he goes for the Icy Wind, which I was really, really not expecting. I don't know why he carried the Icy Wind, maybe just for the speed drop, but I don't know. It didn't do really a whole lot, and now Dwayne's sitting at a pretty decent amount of health. I find Gliscor is incredibly difficult to deal with most of the time, unless you have a solid, like, dedicated Ice-type move. But so I go into Archibald expecting the Icy Wind, and I get the Intimidate. That doesn't really matter. He's obviously a special attacker, and he goes for the Hydro Pump, which definitely would have killed Gliscor. But once again, Archibald comes in and just gets wrecked. So second battle, sadly I've not been able to Show off Archibald. So go back into Fancy Candle. I figure I'll probably just do what I can, get as much damage as I can on this Empoleon with a Fire Blast, and then come in. And he decides to switch out. So he goes into Absol. I'm not entirely sure why he went into Absol. Maybe expecting the Shadow Ball. Although, to be honest, the Fire Blast was a better bet for me here. Once again, I am Choice Scarfed anyways. I just come in. Fancy Candle just comes in to take things out quickly. And there goes the Absol. So out comes the Empoleon again. I know I'm Choice Scarfed into Fire Blast. So I just go for the Fire Blast again this turn. And I do connect again, which I'm really impressed with. Usually I miss Fire Blasts left and right. But he goes for the Hydro Pump, and he does not miss the Hydro Pump, which is fine, because at this point I think pretty much anything he hit me with, except for maybe the Icy Wind, would have killed me. So down goes Fancy Candle, but he put in some work this time. I'm really, really happy with him. So I go into Punch Bug, and I know with what he's got left, I do have that Drill Rush. So he does switch out, I remember now, because that kind of threw me for a loop. He goes into Rapidash. I don't know if he was expecting maybe a U-turn or something. I'm not entirely sure what he was expecting, but so I decide to do that. And so I Mega Evolve this turn. Go for the Drill Run. I know I'm going to outspeed the Rapidash. And down goes the Rapidash. Yeah, Rapidash. Maybe he thought he could take at least one hit of anything, really. But I think a Poison Jab would have killed him. I'm not sure. So he goes back out on Empoleon. I know another Drill Rush is really probably going to be my best option here. I don't want to U-turn out into somebody and then not kill him, although it probably would have. But I just didn't feel like switching out. And I know all he's got left now is that Swalot. The S-Rage Swalot. Freaking love Shiny Swalot. But, so he gets hurt by the Stealth Rock damage. He's coming here, and here's where things actually worked out in his favor, at least for a moment, and it was hilarious. So, I go for the Drill Run. It doesn't quite kill him. That activates his red card, which switches me out. And check this out, right into Gliscor, and I'm like, okay, cool. He's going to poison me or something, or try to poison. And he goes for the Ice Beam. So I was expecting to be able to Earthquake there real quick, and that did not happen. So I got red carded right out into Dwayne, and just so Dwayne could die. So I was a pretty chill set of events there that I was not expecting to happen at all. So here I go for the Drill Run. I don't miss it, which is good because I don't really want to die. And that'll be the end of the battle. So down goes the Swalot, and that was actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of unorthodox decisions, I think, on his part. And I feel that kind of made me overthink things in some states, or in some way, But that's going to be it for this battle, guys. So thank you guys once again for watching. If you liked it, please feel free to drop a like and leave a comment. If you want to see more of this stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Or don't, I'm not here to tell you what to do. And also, if you do want to battle me, you can get a hold of me on my Discord server, which will be in the description. Or you can just get at me on Twitter. I accept battles on Twitter too, so... I'll see you guys next time.